Thank you very much for the opportunity to share our story today. It's an honor and a privilege to be amongst these finalists and have you guys listen to a little bit about what we do. I'm Niels Andersen. I'm the CEO of VetCV and a Navy veteran. I guess you guys heard that before, Navy corpsman. And what we're doing is we're deploying tech in what we believe is a holistic and whole new way to try to help active military veterans, families, better navigate and control life events and challenges. And on the machine learning side, AI, we're working on predicting, preventing, and reducing suicide. And we all know that that's a problem, right? 22 a day, or if it's 17 or 27, we're not really sure, but it's way too many. And we believe that we have a way that we can predict and detect and then get them in front of people who care. Our partners, as an example, our Patriot partners and resources. We have one mission that's really to help. But help looks different to different people, and here's why. How many people have had an experience with people who've had trouble transitioning, right? They didn't plan, right? Lots of hands go up. Uh, Medical or mental health issues, PTSD, TBI, other injuries as well. And they're not transitioning well. Trusting what resources are really going to help you, right? That's an important lack of trust and converting yourself into a civilian. Figuring out what to wear is the first problem, right? Um, the purpose and having a common purpose and a mission is also something that's lost when we leave the military for many of us. Master Chief that just presented 27 years in the Navy, right? Now you got to figure out what shirt to wear. Medical records. If you go through TAPS, how many people have heard about people going through TAPS more than once because they didn't capture what they needed to do the first time and even the second time? So imagine if we could help with a TAP 2.0 that's a technology that you can go anywhere with you at any time. And then homelessness. Most people think about homelessness about the guys, men and women who live under the bridge. But what about those who are couch surfing, living in a car, move back home? They're at risk of being homeless, and they are homeless. And we want to help people prevent all that and manage their next steps better. So the solution is VetCV, digital go bag, or what we call the digital first responder for life events. We want to make sure that people don't feel lost or alone as much as possible. Now we're not like the commercial said. We're not the race car. We just do things to make the race car go faster. Rest of the race car is everything that surrounds the vault, our teaming partners, right? Our Patriot teaming partners. We call it the digital go bag, but it's also been known as mother's purse, right? So if you know about mother's purse, right, people laugh because it's true. Like if you didn't know you needed something, but mom's got it. Now how she got it in there, I don't know. It's a tissue or a pen or my driver's license or my phone or whatever it is. The modules that you saw there is the modules that are live now. We have a fairly substantial roadmap to go forward. One of the things that we started with was Congressman Jeff Miller, when he was the chairman of the VA Committee on the Hill. His military attache was a Marine SF guy. He took all the inbound requests from the constituency of the problems. Lack of access to care. Lost their records, so they don't have the records from the DOD to use for the VA, so they can get your C&P exam. If you don't have your C&P exam, you don't get your pension. What stresses does that add to your life, to your marriage, suicide, all kinds of things? Being a proud father or a proud mother. This Marine told us she, tracking her records was really important. She had it all on paper now. She had it all on the vault. But she also found out that a Marine she served with died by suicide. She didn't know they only lived 10 miles away. If she would have known and they could have connected, who could imagine what could have happened? That guy might have been alive still. Another guy that early on when we were doing our due diligence to see the value of this was a staff sergeant, Marine, sniper, 12 years in the Marine Corps, got out. 2 months after he got out, he was standing in line for food stamps. But he was two little girls. And he was 30 days away. We want to help people figure stuff out so they don't get in that position. So the risks that are not unique. Everybody knows about cyber these days, right? We all have a worry about that. So we do everything that we can. If you're comfortable enough you doing your American Express online or banking online, you should be comfortable with our technology as well. We deal with that every single day, threats, and our partners do too. User adoption is a risk. We have about 27,000 people in the community now, but that's not near enough of what we want. I'll show you that in just a minute. Um, Competition, we haven't been able, we asked everybody, who's our competitor? There's no competitor that's near what we do, but our partners, there are lots of our partners that do things that we don't do, but we just get them there faster because we can detect and connect them using SaaS software or software as a service. And it's a responsive, mobile optimized software technology. So it doesn't matter what device you're using 24/7, whether you're using your laptop, a phone. If you lost your phone, no worries, use somebody else's phone to log into your account. Nothing is stored on the phone. You always have access to it. You just need a web browser and internet access. So we've been doing this a little while, 24 years in the healthcare space. VetCV is new. But what we did is we took the platform that we created for doctors called MedCV, where doctors manage all their credentials. We also teach them stuff they didn't learn in medical school about the business of healthcare. How many doctors do you know that are good at this? I know a couple. They're really good, but most aren't because they're focused on taking care of us, not their business, right? I can only fit so much in my brain. We started with focusing on Northwest Florida as far as our teaming partners and really understanding what they do so that we can get our community to them faster. Now, we have accumulated over 4,000 organizations throughout the country in our database that provide goods and services, resume writing, interviewing skills, financial aid, whatever it may be, educational institutions, right? So our partners like UWF or Pensacola State, as an example, Troy University, and some others that have a focus on veteran services and veteran education. We partner with them. So this is a little nice little quote from the congressman and the chairman that says that we basically do something innovative and different, and we appreciate that. The market potential. We talked about people who are going to be serving veterans and families and those kinds of things in active military. But we also are serving membership associations because the vault can be private label. So it could be a member benefit, right? To whatever association. We want employers to hire great veterans for great jobs. If you have a great job, how much stress is reduced, right? How many marriages are saved? How much of a better parent are you, et cetera, right? So we want to help with that. And then government grants, RFPs, and those kinds of things for the research that we're doing for the R&D, for AI as it relates to predicting and preventing suicide. And then our existing healthcare clients. Going back one, we think the market potential there is between 50 and 60 million, that's 70 million people. Now, we're not going to have 70 million people while I'm alive, 62 years old. But if we get to 500,000 or 1 million people that are using our solution to get answers to things that they need, that they didn't know they needed, and help them make better, faster decisions. The business model, freemium, it's free to veterans. How do we make that happen? Well, we have our partners on our 12 revenue streams. Corporate America, we want corporate America to support our nation's veterans by hiring people and posting jobs with us and sponsoring and doing some custom stuff that we've done. So marketing, we've been doing this a while. We have about 1.9 million people that we can reach every month, every day. We happen to own our own technology, marketing that we built. And we have about 3.5 million people on our social networks that we can reach too. Now, we haven't pushed real hard, so that's why we only have 27,000 because we've been building. You have to build something before you can sell it, right? You can't sell a Ford until it was built. The Model T wasn't sold until it was nearly ready, right? Our team is pretty good size. Mark Goto, Navy captain. He's our medical advisor and friend. Jackie Garrick was the director of suicide for defense. She knows suicide. and what to do and what's going on in the military with that active duty personnel. Brad, coming on board, we expect in January. He's early retirement from Humana Military. They take care of 4.5 million covered lives in the trike. He's responsible for all claims processing. Now, we have a long history of working with Humana. We can get into that if you like. So we believe that that's going to be a very important ally for us and resource. Jackie King down here at the bottom. Jackie was a university physics professor turned database architect. So go figure. So I'm happy to report that I'm the dumbest guy in the company. And that was something that was advised to me many years ago. Always hire people that are smarter than you. And that hadn't been very hard, for me to do that. I was an E4. General Payne is a 2-star Marine. I can call a 2-star Marine and say, "Hey man, what's up?" I don't even know how to express that. It's really cool. And we have over 50 advisors, everybody from the test pilot to for the F-16, the guy that took the first F-16 off the ground, to Kevin Lace, who was on SEAL Team 3, first pilot. He played himself in a movie that was directed by Clint Eastwood. So we did a first round. We raised $600,000. We did that with the Florida Institute. They provided $300,000, and our academic partner was IHMC, and that's where we're doing our AI research. I don't know what the Institute for Human Machine Cognition is. I encourage you to look it up. They're really cool. They do a lot of DARPA stuff, stuff for NASA, maybe spacesuits and robots and all kinds of cool things. And then we raised another 300,000, and since then we've spent a little bit more to get through Gen 1. Our revenue side, this is our minimal viable expectation here. So by 26, we expect to be hitting revenue about $1 million, and then after that, our growth projections are exponential because the architecture is built. Now the focus is on business development and sales. We have a little bit left on the roadmap that we want to do before we really kick it off, and we expect that to be done by the end of the year. To this point, when we start adding more and activating the machine learning or AI components in the software. If we don't decide to go for equity, because equity is the most expensive form of capitalization, then we are going to just continue our growth pattern through sales and fund it that way. It's also the least expensive way to capitalize a company. So we have the technical solution because we own it. We built it. We have the product. We have the innovation talent because we've been solving problems for the healthcare space for 24 years. We're just repurposing it now for the use for veterans and their families. And we have the experience and we have services, and we will make the time. Any questions? I had a lot to say to squeeze into a short period of time.
Yeah, I guess I'll get it started again. So you obviously are going to have some support partners. So tell me a little bit how you're going to attract those support partners that are kind of the back end of your app and what that business relationship looks like. Why, if I was a support partner, why would I want to join your app or be hosted on it?
Are you talking about our Patriot partners?
Yeah, talking about your providers, right? No,
So,
yeah, go ahead. Not the clients, but your support partners that they're accessing.
right. So there are about 17,000. Uh, we want to identify the ones trust that actually do what they say they're going to do. That's when we started building a model in small ones or full market of Northwest Florida. So we have about 160 or so that we've identified are there and in the 4,000 around the country so far. And we're going to get deeper and deeper into the knowledge base about who they are and how legitimate they really are. Do they really perform what they say they're going to go do, right? But it's not profit or for profit. Academic institutions are one, right? So you, are they, like, you go it out? What's more, it's recognized one of the top cool sports athletes. But we want to encourage that, engage people to maybe think that they go to college. I started college at Canadian Air Force Base in Illinois because I thought, I mean, the words coming out of my mouth, I thought doctors and nurses that are out of confidence. Okay? Once the words out of my mouth, I can't feel back to God is some help. But I didn't know I didn't think I could do it. But resources I didn't know.
All right.
So I guess my question was, how are you going to track them? I mean, why, if I was a provider, right, and a supplier for you, why would I want to be on your app? Why would I want to do?
I'm sorry. That's
Yes,
all the time we have.
that's it. Okay.